Disney just pulled off one of the biggest cash grabs in history, but could this actually be a good thing for Disney fans? Hello everybody, welcome. As Disney scrambles to fend off Epic Universe, this brand new park coming to Abu Dhabi of all places could be the answer they're looking for. Disney fans, cover up those shoulders, put away those cameras, and be careful what you say. Disney is headed to Abu Dhabi. In a landmark deal that nobody, and I mean nobody, had on their bingo card for this year, Disney announces they are headed to the land where culturally things are a little bit different than they are here in the US. So you may be thinking, here we go again, another bashing Disney video online, and I'm here to tell you, nope. That is not the case at all. You would be wrong if you're thinking that about this video. In fact, I want to talk about how this could very well be a stroke of genius on Disney's part, and that it could actually be great for Disney fans and all the people of the world. First, let's start off talking a little bit about some of the differences that you're going to experience over there in Abu Dhabi, some of the cultural differences. Number one is the dress code. Very strict dress codes. Basically, there's a dress code for the entire country. It's not like going into a restaurant and there's a dress code. There's a dress code for the whole country. And you got to be aware of what that dress code is, or you could get into some serious problems. Next up is pictures and video. You're not allowed to take pictures or video of other people without their permission in any way, shape, or form, or you could get in serious trouble. You could get imprisoned, you could get fines. So most likely, I probably won't be going to take a trip over to Abu Dhabi anytime soon to do any videos of that park, because I'm afraid that I could get thrown in jail if I happen to catch somebody on the wrong day and video something or take a photo of somebody without realizing it. Next, of course, is social media. There's a lot of rules and laws and regulations around social media and what you can say and what you can do on social media in that country. And again, if you break those, you could get in serious trouble. So pretty much those two things, photography and video being a problem, social media being a problem, it's pretty dangerous for somebody like me who basically spends a lot of time taking videos and pictures and then putting them online in social media like on YouTube here and other channels. Yeah, not really going to work out too well. You also have to watch what you say. Certain language, bad words, foul language, aggressive types of things, aggressive behaviors, and words can get you into trouble over there in Abu Dhabi. So you got to be careful what you say. And then the country itself is not exactly overly friendly or accepting of different lifestyles. Now, from what I understand, they haven't really imprisoned people. They can. It is against the law to have certain lifestyles, and they can throw you in jail for that. But at the end of the day, from what I've read, I don't think that anybody's been in prison for that since, I think it said 2015 maybe. And then there's also some questionable things around like labor and rights and getting people, supposedly, I don't know much about it, but supposedly, getting people to come into the country with promises of like wealth and jobs and things like that, but then they get put into this system where basically they just can't get out of this vicious cycle of like, I work and I make money, but my money pays my rent and all the things, and I get stuck in this cycle and I can't ever level up, and I'm basically in this sort of like cheaper labor, endless cycle. So it's very frustrating and very difficult for a lot of people. Again, I don't know much about that, but that's what I hear. So on the surface, a lot of these challenges that a lot of these cultural differences that I just talked about, on the surface, they pretty much seem to fly in the face of all the things that Disney stands for. So you could look at this and go, this is a bit hypocritical of Disney to be opening up a theme park in an area of the world where a lot of their values, a lot of their cultural differences are in stark contrast to the way they are here in the US and what Disney stands for and the values and things that they believe in. However, the United Arab Emirates, which is where Abu Dhabi is, this country has been changing over the last few years and the last decades. As more and more Western world brands and values are introduced into their country via tourism and all these other sorts of things, and people moving there for work and business, they're getting more and more exposed to cultures like ours in the United States, where we are a much more free country and we have really a lot of different values. And this exposure to these Western values is helping to change the culture in the United Arab Emirates. So introducing Disney and Disney's theme parks into Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates, this could actually be a good thing for the country. It could be a good thing that could help push some of these cultural changes in the direction of like the United States. Now, it's up for you to decide if you believe that, or you agree with that, or you think that's a good thing. It's up for you to decide. I'm not here to decide that for you, but it could very well be a way to help change the culture there in that country by introducing more brands like Disney. Now, all that being said, there is no denying that this is a massive cash grab on Disney's part. Show me the money! Show me the money! Like, one of the biggest cash grabs of any theme park in history. There is just no way around it. You can argue every point imaginable, but at the end of the day, this is a huge cash grab for Disney. But that doesn't have to be a bad thing. This can actually be good. Let me explain. So where is Abu Dhabi exactly? Where is this city at where Disney's building this theme park? It's in the United Arab Emirates over there in the Middle East, basically between between Africa and Europe and Asia, in that sort of central area there. It's about 8,000 miles from Florida. So 8,000 miles, that's like a long, long way. It's about an hour and a half south west of Dubai. If you're familiar with where Dubai is, about an hour and a half south from there along the coast. And the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi specifically, it's rich. I mean, these people are rich. And I'm not talking about like they got a yacht, or they got like a big house. Like, I'm talking these people are rich, the richest of the rich, the top percent. This city is wealthy. In fact, Abu Dhabi was recently named the world's richest city. The richest city in the entire world is Abu Dhabi. This is not a coincidence as to why Disney is putting a theme park there, in the richest city in the world. Now, what exactly are they building? We've got some concepts, we've got some videos, we've got some announcements, and it's all great and fun and games, but we don't know for sure what they're building yet. But we do know it's going to be on Yas Island as part of Yas Island Theme Parks. You may not know that there are already theme parks on Yas Island. They have been actively for years trying to create a center of tourism there and trying to distance themselves a little bit from being like this oil-rich company in this oil industry country, and trying to come up with other points of revenue, and tourism is obviously one of those, and this sort of like theme park island or space is one of the ways that they're trying to draw more people in. And so they've been really chasing theme parks and trying to get people to bring more into there for quite a while. Right now, you've got 4 big theme parks in that area. The first one is Ferrari World. There's a Waterworld, which is basically a water park, not to be confused with Waterworld the movie. There's a Warner Brothers World, and there's also a SeaWorld. And again, they are really trying to make this a theme park destination, and Disney is going to be part of this area. Now, of course, Disney doesn't want to they don't like to share the limelight. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what they might be doing that's different, that's going to get people's attention and draw people to the Disney park versus some of the other theme parks that are there. There is not a lot of space on Yas Island in this area. A lot of it is already taken up with the existing theme parks and attractions, so there's not a lot of space. And based on some of the artwork and some of the videos and the way that they've positioned this sort of like portal, which I thought was really interesting, doing this little portal thing, a la kind of reminded me of Epic Universe, but they did this like portal during the announcement, and they sort of show it, and it almost makes you think that as you look out onto the water there from that island, there's this big sort of futuristic modern castle there and a landmass, which goes to kind of points in the direction that they might be creating an artificial island from scratch, like building a literal island. Because again, like I said, that entire area doesn't have a lot of space left where they can build a big theme park. So they're either going to build something small, which won't be that impressive and probably won't draw a lot of people. Let's say maybe it's 100 acres or so or less, maybe 200 acres, which is big for the theme park itself, but you have to think about like parking, and you have to think about hotels and space and all that, and back of the house buildings. You need a decent amount of acres to create like a Magic Kingdom. And there isn't a lot of space, so there's a lot of speculation happening that because of the way they set that portal up, they're gonna build an entire island. That is not cheap. Like, that is not, I mean, building an island from scratch, especially one of substantial size, like 200, 300, 400 acres of a new island, is not cheap. You can imagine the amount of money that they're going to have to spend to create an island. But here's the deal. Disney isn't paying a cent for this theme park. They're not spending a single dollar. Not one red cent of Disney money is going to building this park or maintaining it or expanding it or anything. It is 100% funded and developed and created by Abu Dhabi. And as I said, Abu Dhabi, the city, they're rich. They don't care. They have tons of money to just throw away. And I have to believe that if Disney was funding this theme park, it would not be happening. There's just, in my mind, in my opinion, there's no way that they would build a park in Abu Dhabi and spend their own hard-earned money building this. There's way better places that they could build a theme park, which means there's really only one reason as to why they're doing it. It's for money. In this deal, Disney got paid. This Disney theme park will not be owned by Disney. It will be very similar to Tokyo Disney Sea. Disney is essentially being paid money to license the Disney brand out to another theme park builder. And I guarantee you this park is going to be technologically advanced. They've said that. They showed this castle concept. It says the most technologically modern castle of all time that they're going to create from any theme park. So I expect this to be very much like Tokyo Disney Sea, which a lot of people agree and think that Tokyo Disney Sea is the best Disney park, which ironically, again, is not owned by Disney. Now, Disney Imagineers, they are going to be creative consultants on this project like they are for Tokyo Disney Sea. They help them kind of come up with the ideas and attractions, and they have like standards and things that you have to abide by, and you got to stay on brand and all of that sort of stuff. But from a payment perspective, who's funding it, who's bankrolling it, Tokyo Disney Sea is basically paid for and owned by the Oriental Land Company. And here in Abu Dhabi, it will also be funded by them, not paid for by Disney. So it's crazy to me how much they can do with Disney theme parks when they have tons of money. And you may be saying, well, doesn't Disney have a ton of money? Why aren't they doing more cool stuff like that in the United States? We'll talk about that just a little bit later. But first, I want to talk about this Abu Dhabi theme park. Is it even going to be popular? I don't know if it's going to be that popular, to be honest. I don't know that it's going to draw a lot of people into the area. Besides all of that, this area of the world is hot. Like hot, blazing. When you look it up on like the weather apps and things like that, it uses the word smeltering to describe the heat in this area. Smeltering. The average high temperature in July and August is 108 degrees Fahrenheit. You may think like, it's hot in Florida. Yeah, well, it's hot in Florida. Like, it's diabolically hot in the summer in Florida. Yeah, no. Yes, it's hot, but it ain't this hot. Average high temperature in Florida for the same exact months, July and August, is 91 degrees. 91 degrees in Florida. Those are the average high temperatures, July, August. 108 degrees, Abu Dhabi. 17 degrees heat difference between the two. Now, you could say, well, one's a dry heat and one's a moist, heat. I don't care. 17 degrees hotter is still hotter. It's so hot, in fact, if you look at things like Ferrari World, which were built over on Yas Island, almost the entire park is covered by this like crazy cool, really cool looking, like dome thing. This like Ferrari dome. And then there's other attractions that are like indoors in buildings and structures and stuff. So the majority of the park is in the shade or in air conditioning. That's how hot it is. You have to really consider how you're going to build a theme park over there. and put shade, put things indoors. So I expect the same thing to be happening with this Abu Dhabi Disney theme park. They're gonna have to figure out something to have it covered in most spots or indoors in most spots. Now, I don't really know for sure that Disney wants a theme park in Abu Dhabi. I don't really think that they do. I don't think they care. I don't think they really are invested in it. They're really just doing it for the money. It's all about getting paid. But then the question you have to ask is why? Why is it all about getting paid? Why do they want the money? It's no secret that Disney Parks and Resorts is their leading generator of dollars for the Disney company. It's like the biggest revenue generator for the company. And unfortunately, a lot of Disney's other areas of the company investments are not paying off. They're like bleeding and hemorrhaging money. You got things like Disney Plus, and you've got their films and their movies and things. They are just tanking. They're putting way more money out than they're getting back. And so they're having to use the Disney Parks and Resorts income to supplement these other businesses to keep them afloat and to keep the entire Disney company looking net positive in the eyes of investors. And now we have this major threat to the Disney theme parks, their number one cash cow. They have this major threat in the form of Epic Universe and Universal coming after the theme park industry, in droves. They are going after it. So Disney is looking at that and going, we need to do something. In order to do something and to improve and to combat Epic Universe and all the other things Universal is doing, like the Universal Kids Resort, Universal Horror Unleashed, adding all these new theme parks around the world, that's their plan. We've got to do something. We got to start investing back into the theme parks because that's our cash cow. And if we lose that cash cow, we are done. So Disney's looking for that big burst of dollars, that big cash infusement they can do some stuff with to use for something big. So the question then is, what is that something big? What are they using that money for? So this is why I say it could very well be great for Disney fans. Even if you're not interested in Abu Dhabi, what you should be interested in is the money that they're now going to be getting from this deal, creating new things for Disney fans that you would be going to. Now, we know they're going to be doing Villains Land. We know they're investing all these millions and millions of dollars into their theme parks. They've got Villains, they've got Cars, they've got Monsters, Inc. They got a bunch of new stuff coming to Disney World. They got new stuff coming to Disneyland. But could they be gearing up for something even bigger like a fifth gate? I know a lot of people are saying no fifth gate. There's not going to be a fifth gate in Disney World anytime soon. They don't need it. They can't support it. I'm not saying that I disagree with all those sentiments. I think those are probably correct. I don't know that they do need it. I kind of want it, to be honest. I'd love to get a fifth gate. But could they be doing it regardless? Could they be saying, you know what? Enough's enough. Let's get this money and let's start building a fifth gate over in Walt Disney World in Orlando. Could they need this money to build Villains Land? They're investing a lot of money, but where's that money coming from? With all the bleeding of money in their other areas, they may not really have that money laying around to put into Villains Land and create it. So the money could be going towards a lot of the big expansions that they've announced at the last D23 expos. Could it be for something totally different that we're not even thinking of? A new theme park somewhere else in the United States, or somewhere over in Europe or Australia, or I don't know, anywhere. Could it be something else entirely? I'm hoping that this money is going to be used for the theme parks and resorts, and it's not going to be used for something like to make another movie that nobody watches. So again, overall, this, while it may not seem like the right choice, and you may be like, I don't get it, or I'm against it because I don't agree with the cultural differences over there or whatever, or I'll never go to Abu Dhabi, that's okay. This still could be good for Disney fans worldwide, because it could mean that we're getting something big. They're gearing up for something big. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this Abu Dhabi theme park. Do you think that this could be really good? Are they using the money they're getting for this? Do you have any ideas what they could be spending it on, or why they're doing it? I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content. And once again, thanks so much for watching. Till I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.